In any normal year, the Texans usually have one or two players that break out. And I say any normal year because, of course, you got last year where pretty much everything went wrong. So, before I really start the list, I'm going to go ahead and have some honorable mentions. First one is Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson isn't on my list because I think his 7-game or 6.5 game showing really showed us what Deshaun Watson is made of. I think Deshaun Watson, with those 7 games, he's already kind of broken out, I guess you could say. I mean, Deshaun Watson's kind of split into two groups. You got the people that know he's a star, and you got the idiots that are hating on him. So Deshaun Watson isn't on my list for that reason. Next guy is Christian Covington, and Brendan Scarlett. I think they're players that are possible to breaking out. Christian Covington has gotten better each year, and this year he might finally break out. It could have been last year, but of course he tore a bicep or a tricep, I forgot what it was, but he was out for the season. Brendan Scarlett, I feel like he can be a good player. He just needs to stay healthy. That's it. Anyways, those are my honorable mentions. Now let's get on to the real list. At 5, I have Dylan Cole. Dylan Cole isn't really a starter for us, at least not yet. What I'm hoping is Dylan Cole becomes our nickel linebacker. So, say on 3rd and long situations, they take Bernard McKinney out, leave Zach Cunningham, and throw in Dylan Cole in there, because Dylan Cole has the ability to cover. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was this game against the Browns where Dylan Cole was one-on-one with, I want to say it was Duke Johnson. Dylan Cole kept up with him and picked off the ball. A normal linebacker doesn't do that. Dylan Cole, I feel like, can be a really good player for us. And with us getting Dylan Cole, it honestly made me comfortable with parting ways with McKinney. But, you know, we did re-sign McKinney to a 5-year, $10 million contract, $10 million per year contract. But I do think Dylan Cole will make his contributions to the team early on if used properly, especially now that we have Romeo Crennel. The sky's the limit with Dylan Cole. Dylan Cole does have a little weakness though. He's not too big, so against the run he will get kind of pushed aside by these bigger linemen. So there's that. At number 4, I have Zach Cunningham. Now see, Zach Cunningham is a good coverage backer, but he is not as good as Dylan Cole. But Zach Cunningham makes up for that by being a good run stopper as well. Zach Cunningham can play sideline to sideline. He can play the run well, and he could be a good coverage backer. He's just a balanced player, and a balanced player is something I feel like the Texans really lack, because he got McKinney that is just a straight up dominant run stopper but can't pass cover at all, and then you got Dylan Cole, who's a dominant pass cover guy but isn't really all that dominant against the run. But then you got Zach Cunningham, who does both really well. So I feel like the ceiling for Cunningham is a little bit higher than Dylan Cole's because he can do more. So the more you can do, the better. Zach Cunningham will obviously be the starter next to Bernard McKinney in our base formation 3-4. So Cunningham will definitely get more time to shine. But for the first time since 2011, I want to say, when we had D'Amico Ryans and Brian Cushing, the Texans middle linebackers or inside linebackers are extremely talented. Probably the most talented we've ever had them be. So this is really exciting. Romeo Crennel will definitely do some stuff with these three backers. At number 3, I have Steven Anderson. Now, Steven Anderson, he is a move tight end, or a tweener. A guy that's a little bit too small to be an actual tight end, but too big to be a wide receiver. Now, Steven Anderson, he is just a player who has gotten better last year. Surprisingly, Steven Anderson was our best tight ends in terms of production. Anderson just finds ways to get open. He's a mismatch all over the field pretty much. He's too big for corners and safeties, or most safeties, and he's too fast for most linebackers. So Steven Anderson just gets open, and it's pretty much all there for Anderson. I mean, Fedorowicz retired. You got 2 rookie tight ends coming in, and you guys know Bill O'Brien doesn't like to start rookies. So it's pretty much Ryan Griffin versus Steven Anderson. Ryan Griffin's a little bit more balanced than Steven Anderson, but Steven Anderson is a way better receiving threat. Steven Anderson just needs to work on his consistency. There's times where Steven Anderson just drops the ball for whatever reason, even though he has really good hands. I'd say Steven Anderson probably has the second best hands on the team besides DeAndre Hopkins, or next to DeAndre Hopkins. Well, that's kind of debatable now because Kiki Coutee does have pretty good hands too. But Steven Anderson shouldn't be dropping a ball the way he did last year. He was dropping balls, but then you had him catch like these crazy passes, like from Deshaun Watson against Kansas City in triple coverage. He just jumps up and catches it, or against the Titans, 4th and like 30, he somehow catches that. Like, he's just inconsistent. If you can work on that, Steven Anderson's going to be a really good player for us. At number 2, I got Julian Davenport, left tackle. Now, the reason why Julian Davenport is on this list, the reason why he's so high, is because it's all there for him. It's literally all there for him to take it. He has probably the biggest opportunity to shine, I guess. The Texans, as you guys know, their offensive line for the past 2-3 years has been dreadful. It's been terrible. And now that Dwayne Brown's gone, that left tackle spot is up for grabs. Going into training camp, Julian Davenport is the starter. If you go back to last year, the last 2 games, Julian Davenport did a pretty good job against TJ Watt and Jabal Sheard. Yeah, I know TJ's a rookie, but he's a pretty damn good rookie, and Jabal Sheard's just another guy. He's a jag. But still, he showed progress from the first few weeks of the season to week 16 and 17. So he definitely improved, and maybe he can take some steps forward and kind of secure one of the offensive tackle spots that the Texans really, really need someone to step up. And it's just right there for Davenport. It's all there for him. Can Davenport really take that spot and run with it? That's yet to be seen. But the reason Davenport is really on this list is because out of everyone I've mentioned up to this point, Davenport has the most chance to show something, because all eyes will be on him. Everyone's going to be looking at the offensive line next season, because last season it was terrible. So all eyes will be on Davenport, and he has every single opportunity to show out. Now, at number 1, I have Will Fuller. Yes, I know Will Fuller last season had 4 crazy games with Deshaun Watson. Those 4 crazy games he got to play with Deshaun Watson, he balled out. But unfortunately, there's still people that doubt Will Fuller. I'd say the community is kind of split 75% to 25. 25 believe, 75% don't believe. So, Will Fuller, if Deshaun stays healthy, if he stays healthy, Will Fuller is going to be a star. You guys saw what Will Fuller did. I mean, what was it? 7 touchdowns in 4 games? 7 touchdowns and like 13 receptions? Will Fuller is a deep threat wide receiver. With Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller is at his most dangerous state. Look, man, I love DeAndre Hopkins. I think DeAndre Hopkins is easily the best wide receiver in the NFL. And everyone's saying, look out for DeAndre and Deshaun. Well, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, look out for Will Fuller and Deshaun. I think that's the real wide receiver and quarterback matchup you really have to look for. Because what these 2 guys were doing, it was crazy. It was unheard of. If these 2 guys, Deshaun and Will, can have a full season together, the sky's the limit for Will Fuller. Literally. I even think if DeAndre, Will, and Deshaun, if they all stay healthy, I think Will Fuller outperforms DeAndre Hopkins in terms of a statistical standpoint. So I definitely think Will Fuller will have more touchdowns than DeAndre, and quite possibly even more yards. DeAndre will probably have way more receptions, but Fuller could possibly have more yards, but will most definitely have more touchdowns. Now, I'm not saying Will Fuller is a better receiver than DeAndre. No. Because one-on-one, DeAndre is a way better receiver, way better hands, way better route runner, pretty much way better everything. But I will say this. Will Fuller is a more dangerous wide receiver than DeAndre Hopkins because Will Fuller has the ability to score in one play. Yes, DeAndre Hopkins does too, as you guys saw in that screen pass against Seattle. But Will Fuller, any play, he can burn a corner or a secondary and just win and get the touchdown. He can blow the top off a defense. Will Fuller is probably the Texans' most dangerous weapon, more than DeAndre. Now again, I'm not saying Fuller is a better wide receiver than DeAndre because I feel like people are going to be thinking that. Because as you can clearly see, DeAndre is quarterback proof, Will Fuller isn't. But when Deshaun Watson is playing, Fuller is just more dangerous, more explosive, makes more plays, big plays. Well, I won't say he makes more plays than DeAndre, but I'll say he makes bigger plays than DeAndre. So, if they both stay healthy, Will Fuller's going to break out into stardom. Will Fuller will be a star player if they both stay healthy. I think Deshaun will. I don't know about Will Fuller though. Hopefully he stays healthy. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.